Hello, good evening. Welcome to Bristol, where the European North Basketball League takes centre stage once again. Tonight, the Bristol Flyers return to European action with a 2-3 record so far, but form has been hard to find. Just one win in their last 8 games across all competitions. Despite that, their ENBL playoff hopes are still alive, and that makes tonight's game a must-win on their home court. Standing in their way tonight, the back-to-back Norwegian Champions Fyllingen Lions. The Lions are still searching for their first ENBL victory after 6 defeats, but domestically they've been one of the strongest teams in Norway, sitting third in the league with an impressive 12-3 record. We're all set for ENBL action live from the SGS College Arena in Bristol. It is Bristol Flyers taking on Fyllingen Lions, and tip-off is right around the corner. Well, a very warm welcome to you at home, wherever you're tuning in from around the world. Thanks for tuning in. Joel Osborne here alongside former Bristol Flyers captain Gareth Till to talk you through this one. And Gareth, an intriguing matchup we've got here between two teams. On one side, you've got a team looking to find some form. On the other team, you've got a side desperate to get their ENBL campaign back on track. Absolutely right, Joel. Yeah, welcome another Lions team to the SGS campus. But yeah, as you mentioned, champions of Norway, and they'll be sensing that they can get something here tonight as well. Flyers form, not the best at the moment. Very difficult game on Sunday against the London Lions. So they'll be coming in here full of expectation, then get their first win in the ENBL. But I think Flyers can take heart in their performance. That first half performance against Lions on Sunday, I think they'll take a lot of that game and bring that physicality into tonight's game. Well, let's talk you through today's team news, starting with the Bristol Flyers. And of course, big news coming out of the club this week was that Milos Duglic has suffered a fractured ankle, which is set for surgery this week. He is set out to be out for a minimum of 3 months, and that's a big blow for Coach Kapoulis' side. Yeah, it's a massive blow, and I really felt like Milos was getting really into some good form as well. He was coming off the bench real spark, had a great game against London, when he played. And he said he really getting form, just needed that bit of confidence, that bit of kind of court time, and a really big blow for him and the club. See, Jonathan Brown sat next to him. He's been day-to-day with a hamstring issue, but he is also set to miss tonight's game. So again, just an 8-man rotation for the Flyers. How much of an impact could that be? Because we saw how tired the team got in that second half against London on Sunday. Yeah, it could come into effect. I imagine the Norwegian team aren't be as physical as London with that rotation. I mean, the London Lions able to rotate a lot of athletic, strong players into that rotation. I don't think we'll see the same depth in the Norwegian Lions Fyllingen. But again, as the game tires on 8 players, it might have an effect in that fourth quarter, just having sheer numbers. Let's talk you through the team news for tonight's visitors, the Fyllingen Lions, who are led by head coach Calix Black and Jai. No Oliver Wiesnes, no Ayinde Hakim, so a short-handed roster for them as well. But one player to watch out for tonight is number 1, Joshua Keys. He is their leading scorer this season in the ENBL, averaging 18 points, 10 rebounds per game this season. Also had 7 steals in their last ENBL game against Tautek Alexa, so he's a guy who can get it done on both ends. Yeah, very athletic, stretch forward for Fyllingen. Very strong going to the basket, but also very effective from behind the arc, shooting 40% from 3 in domestic competition. So Flyers will have to be physical, keep him off the boards, very aggressive on the board, so he'll be top of the scout report for the Flyers. And another player to look out for, might be quite a familiar face to British basketball fans, is Boona Black Njai. Of course, spent 2 seasons in the British Basketball League for the Glasgow Rocks and the Sheffield Sharks. Averaged 10 points per game for the Rocks during the 2018-19 season. Now getting his first taste back on British soil, this time against the Flyers. Yeah, another versatile forward coming in at 6'6", very capable shooter again, very active on the boards, averaging 14 points in the domestic league, and he'll bring a lot of experience. Obviously knows Bristol, been to the SGS campus before, but yeah, another player to keep an eye out for tonight. Well, as both teams get set to take the court, let's talk you through tonight's starting lineups, starting with the Bristol Flyers, and no changes to the 5 that started against London Lions in the SLB Trophy at the weekend. It's Joe Anderson and Will Yoakum in the backcourt, alongside Cam Holden, Zach Anderson and Marcus Delpesh at the 5 spots. And as we take a look at the starters for the Fyllingen Lions tonight, is Lars Esper alongside Ethan Ibanago, Boona Black Njai, Eric Fonge and Joshua Keys playing inside for the visitors. Well, our officials are all set and ready to go. We've got European North Basketball League action live from the SGS College Arena, and tip-off is just moments away. Well, the Flyers have a great record away from home on the European stage in recent weeks. They've won 5 of their last 6 ENBL games on the road, but it's been a different story at home for them. Their last home victory in the ENBL was on January 15th last year when they defeated Dynamo Bucharest. It's going to be Delpesh and Keys who go up for the opening jump ball. And the opening tip is won by the Flyers. And ENBL action is back underway here in Bristol. Here's Holden. Holden looking inside for Delpesh, kicks it out to Anderson. Shot clock at 5 here. Zach Anderson will fire up for 3. He's short, and the ball trickles out for a Fyllingen ball.
Yeah, good steady offense from Flyers. Got a good shot, and what I like to see is Delpesh retaining that starting position as well, Joel. Playing some really good basketball for the Bristol Flyers, and he'll be that presence inside, watching a very dangerous Keys in and around the paint.
Well, Lars Esper able to take the contact there. It was a bit of a wild shot, but he will go to the line for 2 shots.
We just see that driving into the paint, getting the contact off of Joe Anderson, but yeah, just opened up a little bit too easy, able to get that deep paint touch going to the basket. A bit late on the help coming across.
Well, Lars Esper at the line, of course, Norwegian international, former college teammate of former Bristol Flyers player Evan Walsh at Barry University.
Averaging 8 assists per game in the ENBL, so certainly a pass first point guard, so look for those assists during the game.
Joachim, oh, it's stolen away by Keys, and it's 2-on-1 for Fyllingen, and Buna Black Njai gets the layup to go, and the visitors out to an early 4-0 lead. Joachim, ball goes into Delpesh, looking to back down on Keys, nice move, and Marcus Delpesh with the lefty finish.
Yeah, way too strong, able to bully Keys down exactly where he wanted to go, and that trusted left hand gets the Bristol Flyers off the mark.
Black Njai swings to Fonge on the wing, now here's Keys. Up against Delpesh. Keys, I think Delpesh might have got a piece on that one.
Yeah, Delpesh, big block on that one.
Zach Anderson open for 3, ball bobbles in and out. Black Njai does well to tip it to the hands of the point guard. Esper, nice pass, but it's picked off by Anderson. Anderson to Holden. Holden goes up, he's fouled. And Cam Holden will gun the foul line for a pair of free throws.
Yeah, both teams coughing the ball up on offense, resulting in transition. This time, Cam Holden, the recipient of a pass off the turnover, he gets fouled quite heavily on this drive to the basket.
It was good hands by the Flyers in transition. Holden can't come up with the first free throw though. And Gareth, free throw shooting really has been a talking point for Bristol Flyers over the last few games, in fact. And again, Cam Holden going 0 for 2 from the line to start this game. Ball goes back inside to Holden, though, and that's one thing. If they are missing shots, grabbing offensive rebounds for second chance points would certainly be a good thing.
Yeah, that's certainly going to help. But yeah, I think Cam in particular is sort of struggling from the free throw line. It's such a mental thing.
Here's Keys, splits the defense. It's going to be an offensive foul called against Fyllingen. And it's going to be called on Lars Esper. So that'll be his first personal foul. Anderson. All tied up at 4 points apiece here early on. Zach Anderson swings to Joe Anderson. Joachim sets the back screen, ends up with him. Delpesh now sets the ball screen. Joachim Euro step, floats it up, floats it in. And Flyers with their first lead of the game.
Yeah, Joachim did really well there. Got a good bump on the way through. Kept his composure. And Joachim gets his points of the game.
Ibanago kicks it out to Black Njai. Here's Keys now for three. It's way off the mark. Doesn't hit anything. And the fans here at the Wise campus let him know about it.
Yeah, as I mentioned, shooting 40% in domestic, 35% in the ENBL, but didn't look like a comfortable shot or a confident shot, did it, from Keys?
Joachim hands off with Anderson. Delpesh slips the screen. Ball swings to Zach Anderson. He fakes the pass. The lane's just opened up for Zach Anderson. You are cleared for takeoff. And a timeout's been called by Fyllingen Lions. There is 6:58 to go. Flyers on top by 4. Welcome back to the SGS College Arena, where Bristol Flyers have an early 4-point lead over their Norwegian visitors. And before the timeout, Zach Anderson, Gareth, the lane just opened up for him really on this play.
It did, but just watch Marcus Delpesh. He just kind of seals off the help there, so there's no chance of any help. Lane opens up. Zach Anderson clear for takeoff, as you mentioned, Joel, with the finish. But credit to Marcus Delpesh, just been able to block off that defender, able to get any way of sort of stopping that drive to the basket.
A bit of full-court pressure being shown by Bristol coming out of this timeout. Oh, it's stolen by Delpesh. Straight into the hands. Here's Holden. Driving baseline. Looking to back down on Esper. Holden spins. Kicks out to Joachim. Extra pass to Anderson for 3. And Keys, the rebound is secured by Fyllingen. Jawara, top to Black Njai for 3, knocks it down. And Boona Black Njai, he needs no invitation to shoot from downtown.
No, really well worked move from Lions, able to move that ball around, and yeah, just popping out, knocking that 3 down. And that just makes it a 1-point game now.
Good hands by Keys to pick off the steal. And Lions with a chance to retake the lead here as Keys stomps on a dime, kicks it out. Here comes another 3 ball. This time is no good. Ibanago's 3 off the mark. Holden thought about the 3, kicks it out to Anderson. Drives inside. Holden will shoot the 3 this time. Goes off the back iron. Delpesh keeps it alive. And Bristol with a new 14 seconds. Ball out to Anderson. Here comes another 3 ball, and this time is good. Zach Anderson, 5 first quarter points for him so far. Here's Black Njai. Out to Ibanago. Going to work on Joachim. Ibanago spins. Nowhere to go. Jawara has it now. Shot clock winding down here. And Flyers able to force a 24-second violation. So a couple of good possessions on the offensive end for Bristol, and on defense able to force the turnover there.
Yeah, really solid defense. We weren't biting for any of the fakes. A lot of sort of pump fakes, shot fakes going in there. Flyers just stayed on the floor, hands up. And Lions got themselves in a bit of trouble and just ran out of time. Good defense from the Flyers.
Holden. Top to Joe Anderson. Ball goes into Delpesh. Guarded by Keys. Goes up with it. Gets fouled. And a pair of free throws on the way for Marcus Delpesh. And Bristol have done well to get to the foul line early on in this game. It's important they make the free throws, though. Yeah,
absolutely, Joel. It's good doing all that work, and of course you rack up the team fouls, but you know, Flyers must sort of punish from the free throw line. But Delpesh has shown that great physicality, able to get exactly where he wants, drawing that double, triple team, getting fouled. But yeah, at the free throw line, it's going to be really important.
Well, we've seen Marcus Delpesh inserted into the starting 5 in recent games, and you know, interesting to see how he's been playing in the starting five. Seems to have more confidence in recent games.
Yeah, he's been playing great for the last couple of months. You know, getting sort of 7-8 minutes, really having an impact off the bench, and as I mentioned previously, well deserving of a starting five spot and taking advantage of it. Really physical, aggressive, playing with confidence. Really good to see from the returning Del Pesh to the Flyers.
He extends the lead to 5 from the free throw line as Landolfi comes into the game. Oh, Holden gets hands on it. It's almost a turnover. Is it a turnover? Holden tips it out of bounds, and it will stay for a Fyllingen ball with 13 on the shot clock. Yeah,
that really slowed the offense down there, just down to 13 seconds. Great defense from Cam Holden, really looks active.
Here's Lieback. Guarded by Holden, right back to the basket. Holden again getting hands on it. Now with 4.3 on the shot clock. It'll have to be a quick shot here from Fyllingen.
Yeah, really good discipline from Cam Holden. He's able to get that, knock that ball.
Ball into Keys, and Flyers caught napping on the defensive end.
Yeah, very simple out of bounds play, but very effective. Great screen.
Just past the midway point in this first quarter, Anderson beats his defender. Kicks it out to Del Pesh, who hands it back to the point guard. McCormack top to Anderson. Shot clock down to 6. Skip pass out to Landolfi. Del Pesh has position inside. Landolfi to the basket. His layup is short. Del Pesh couldn't secure the offensive rebound, and it will go back to Fyllingen Lions.
Yeah, Landolfi attacking the hoop. Normally you see him knocking down those threes, being aggressive, able to get it to go.
Here's Paul Canadell. It's going to be Fyllingen from the sideline here. As Del Pesh takes a seat, Darnell Brody enters the game for the first time this evening. Of course, just an 8-man rotation for the Flyers. So plenty of minutes to be had by all players tonight. Canadell spins. Oh, nice pass. And Jawara is way off the mark with the layup. Had the right idea inside, though. McCormack hands off with Landolfi. Back inside to the Flyers captain. McCormack, great pass into Brody. Brody goes up with it, is blocked. Gets it back, though. Nice extra pass to McCormack. And he puts it in for 2.
Yeah, well done. Darnell Brody sticking with it, getting that turnover.
Jawara kicks it out to Scowen into the game. Nice floater over the outstretched arms of Brody. Holden. Brody fighting for position with Keys inside. Here's Landolfi, swung back to Holden. Brody has it now, skip pass, McCormack, extra pass to Landolfi. Drives inside. Brody's shot no good. And Fyllingen come in transition. Paul Canadell able to draw the foul, which is going to be called against the Flyers. McCormack picks up his first.
Timeout Bristol Flyers.
Well, Coach Kay's obviously seen something out there that he wants to talk through. The Flyers, they had the early lead by as many as 5, and then Fyllingen, over the last couple of possessions, have started to claw their way back into it.
Yeah, a couple of sort of easier plays for them on the offensive end, had that drive to the basket. And I think Coach Capua was happy from the defensive end, and maybe sort of on offense as well. Didn't seem particularly happy with it. So just looking to have a reset just to talk it through and trying to stem this mini run from Fyllingen Lions.
One thing the Flyers have done early on is that full court pressure, and it doesn't force a turnover. It puts Fyllingen deep into the shot clock, and by the time they get the ball over the halfway line, they're looking up at the shot clock and it's saying 15, 14 seconds, and almost that rushes the offense a little bit, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, when you set up that full court press, you're not actively being aggressive trying to seal it, but you're looking for those flighted balls across over the top. Just take seconds out, and you know, if it's a bad pass, it's going up in the air, you can look to try and pick those ones off as well. So it's there to slow down, not to be ultra aggressive, but to almost force a mistake, a bad pass that will then put pressure on the other end when it is on the 24-second shot clock.
A couple of possessions like that where the Flyers have been caught napping on the defensive end, and then Again, Scowen, easy layup really, and downhill. So timeout was called by Coach Kapulas. It's going to be Fyllingen to inbound here from the sideline. Scowen gets it into Esper. Scowen open for three. Off the backboard, no good, as Joachim grabs the rebound. Joachim, ball into Brody. Oh, it's blocked by Keys. Just throws it into the front row.
Yeah, Brody got very good possession there. Obviously, a bigger man there, but yeah, the athleticism from Keys coming across, knocking that one away.
Ball into Joachim. Joachim open for three. Joachim drains the three. Bristol Flyers on top by 6 here. Here's Esper. Baseline drive is pushed by Landolfi, says the official.
And that'll be Flyers' 3rd team foul. Just over 2 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Zach Anderson getting set to return to the game here. He's got 5 first quarter points, a couple of rebounds as well, as Pasquale Landolfi takes a seat for him. Fyllingen to inbound here from the baseline. Esper gets it into Fongay. Here's Lars Esper. Fongay thought about the three. Will shoot the three. The back iron. Rebound is tipped, and it's going to be a foul called. It's going to be called on Joshua Keys. It'll be a Bristol Flyers ball as Keys picks up his 2nd foul, and that could be quite big, Gareth, with just under 2 minutes to go in the first.
Yeah, that's a big foul, really, so he's going to have to be a little careful. So I've not even done him in the first quarter yet, in a second, but ultra aggressive as we thought on the boards, looking to get that offensive rebound.
Well, Coach Calix Black Njai opting to keep him out there with those 2 fouls. Anderson. McCormack slips the screen, open for 3, is short, but chases down the offensive rebound and puts it back in for 2.
Good hustle play from McCormack, knew that was off, chased it down. And that's another offensive rebound for the Flyers.
Strong start here for Coach Kapulis' side.
And winning that rebound battle, 10 rebounds to 6.
Nice move to the basket as Joachim picks up the foul. Send Ethan Abanago to the line to shoot 2.
Fyllingen doing a good job of spacing the floor and then looking to go sort of one-on-one, looking to use athleticism and quickness to get to the baskets. A few times now, Flyers have been drawn into the foul or Lions have got a score off the possession.
I beg your pardon, it's William Lieback at the line to shoot 2. Second free throw is no good, but Lieback gets it back here. With a new 14 seconds, Fyllingen will look to chip away at this Bristol Flyers lead. Here comes the three-pointer, he's good. As Ethan Abanago this time knocks it down.
Yeah, that's from deep as well, hand in his face. And that makes it a 4-point ball game. Just under a minute now to go in this first quarter.
McCormack. Ball goes into Brody. Brody backing down, double team comes. McCormack thought about it. Back into Brody. 5 on the shot clock now as Anderson puts it on the floor. He's got to shoot here. It's got to go up. Just about gets it off in time as Brody chases down the rebound and puts it in. And again, second chance opportunities being the difference maker so far as the three-pointer is good at the other end. Eric Fongay for 3.
And Lions aren't going away.
It's going to be an offensive foul called against the Flyers. As Lars Espe able to take the contact. Here's Espe. Guarded by Holden here. Shot clock is turned off, so Fyllingen will wind this one down for the final possession of the first quarter. 5 to go in the first. Esper, nowhere to go. Here comes another three-pointer from Fyllingen. It's an air ball, and that will do it. To the end of a back-and-forth first period, but Bristol Flyers with a narrow lead after the first 10 minutes, 21 points to 18.
Yeah, really tight first quarter, and we kind of felt every time Flyers made a little bit of a run, the Lions came back and put some good possession, some good looks for them, keeping them in the game. As I said, they're going to be hungry for this game, Joel, looking to get that first ENBL victory for them. And yeah, Coach Fuller's not happy, is he? He's sort of just seen him in the sideline there, doesn't like what's happening. Maybe, you know, he's expecting more from his team against this Lions side who haven't won a game in ENBL. But yeah, there's a lot of kind of chatter to his teammates at the moment, or his team players.
Here's a look at some of the key plays from the first quarter, and it was Fyllingen who scored the first 4 points of the game before Zach Anderson was able to get a couple of baskets to go. Anderson leads the way with 5 points. So does Will Yoakum, both on 5 points apiece, as Abuna Black-Njai and Nicholas Scowen lead the way for the visitors. They both have 5 points apiece as well. And you could tell from the body language, Gareth, in that timeout from Coach Kapoulas, really not particularly happy with his team's first quarter performance, despite having a narrow advantage.
Yeah, he's not going maybe to plan, or I'm not sure if he's unhappy with just some of the effort of players, but yeah, he certainly wasn't happy in the last couple of minutes of that game. Made some changes. So whether he's looking for a bit of a spark, bit of a reaction, looking to put this Lions team away early.
It is a busy schedule for Coach Kapoulas and the Flyers. Of course, they had the 2 SLB Trophy semi-final matchups at the weekend against London Lions. They're playing again tonight. They're back in action on Friday when they travel to Surrey 89ers. And then next week, they're back in ENBL action away from home on Tuesday before another doubleheader the following weekend. It doesn't get... there's no rest for the wicked, really, for the Bristol Flyers right now.
No, it is a heavy schedule, and with 8 players as well, a lot of pressure on players playing a lot of minutes, a lot of games coming up.
Ibanago. Fontgate, back top to Ibanago, now Black-Njai. Esper has it, he drives baseline, looking for Ibanago, who ends up with it. Can't get the finish to go, and Yoakum with the rebound. Looking to go coast to coast is Will Yoakum off the back iron. He can't get the finish, but Delpesh with the offensive rebound. Delpesh backing down inside. Turnaround hook is good. Now that's a textbook Marcus Delpesh move. That spinning hook with the left hand.
Yeah, that was difficult. He was pretty far away from the basket, then able to get that lefty to go. Again, good intention from Marcus Delpesh.
Well, Scowen able to draw the foul. He'll be on the floor, though. And the Flyers pick up their first team foul of the second period.
And just looking at some first quarter stats. Flyers 12 second chance points, which is a good start for them, crashing those boards.
Black-Njai drives baseline, nowhere to go. Kicks it out to Esper. 5 on the shot clock. Esper pulls up for a mid-range 2, overcooks it. Black-Njai with the offensive rebound. He can't get it to go. And Delpesh with the rebound here. Well, Yoakum got lucky.
One there,
yeah, I was going to say, he got lucky.
One.
He did get lucky with that one. You know, the Flyers had numbers in transition. It was just tipped out of bounds. Holding into Delpesh. McCormack winds up for 3, is short. Scowen with the rebound. Ibanago again driving inside, able to draw the foul. And Ethan Ibanago has that extra gear, doesn't he? We can really shift the engines, and this time able to draw the contact for 2.
Yeah, Flyers really kind of getting exposed when it's sort of one-on-one, and Lions using their speed. We've seen it a number of times now, getting to the basket, using just simple quickness, really. Just good ball handling, gets good position, uses his body well, draw the contact.
Well, Ibanago joined the Lions at the beginning of December. It's a fifth pro season out of Cal State. Previous spells in Spain and Italy as well, before ending up in Norway with Fyllingen. He's able to knock down the foul shot as well, as Joshua Keys returns to the game. Makes way, Nicholas Scowen makes way for him. 3-point game here at the Wise campus. 8.5 minutes to go till half-time. Holden, nice move. And Cam Holden with the finish off the glass.
Yeah, classic Cam Holden. Strong move to the bucket.
Fonge winds up from downtown, overcooks the triple. Rebound is tipped to Holden. Holden goes past Black Njai. Nice pass. And Marcus Delpesh throws it down with the right-handed hammer.
Yeah, well done Cam Holden as well, leading the break, finding Delpesh for the jam.
Esper. Top to Fonge. Here's Abanago. Again going downhill. Very impressed by Ethan Abanago in this first quarter.
Yeah, various Flyers players trying to guard him. Same result, really, just using that quickness. Get deep in the paint.
Holden thought about the three. Drives inside. Kicks out to Landolfi. Rainbow three on the way. Hits nothing. And Abanago ends up with it. Here's Black Njai. He'll fire up a three. Again, can't get it to go. Delpesh with another rebound. That's his 5th rebound of the game so far. Delpesh. Hands off with Holden. Holden looking inside for Marcus Delpesh. Just couldn't quite grab a hold of it. And Fyllingen can go off to the races here. Abanago to Black Njai. Hands off with Abanago. Keys sets the screen. Here comes another one from Joshua Keys. Abanago has an open lane. Again, can't finish, but there's Joshua Keys with the offensive rebound. Puts it in for 2. Six and a half minutes to go in the second quarter. Flyers with a 3-point lead here. Holden. Delpesh with the screen. McCormack. Extra pass to Landolfi, looking inside for Delpesh, and there's a foul called on the entry pass, and it's going to be called on Eric Fonge. Now Fonge will take a seat. Haji Jawara back into the game.
And Darnell Brody and Joe Anderson check in for the Bristol Flyers. McCormack taking a seat.
Ball goes into Brody, now top to Anderson. Here's Landolfi coming off the screen. He drives inside. Ball goes into Brody. 5 on the shot clock. And Brody loses control of it. Here come Fyllingen the other way. Esper, Keys. 3-pointer on the way. 3-pointer is good. And Ethan Abanago getting it done. Everything coming out the bag tonight.
Yeah, he's having himself a great game right now. Getting to the basket, knocking down threes. Just putting the Flyers defense on a lot of pressure.
Nice move by Anderson at the other end. Puts Bristol back on top by 2. Abanago. Out to Black Njai. Nice move. Round the back dribble. Brody can't get a hand on it, but Flyers have numbers in transition. Ball out to Landolfi for 3. Overcooks the triple. Ball comes off the foot of a Bristol Flyers player, so it will go back to Fyllingen Lions. It's the right look there for the Flyers on that possession.
Yeah, exactly right, Joel. Landolfi, numbers to rebound as well.
Bit of full court pressure being shown by the Flyers. Abanago.
10 points for him so far, and it feels like he's had an awful lot more, doesn't it?
Yeah. Fantastic first half for him. Black Njai fakes it, puts it on the floor. Fading away is fouled. And Boona Black Njai will go to the line. Chance to shoot 2 here. As Cam Holden picks up the foul. 13 foul on the Flyers. Just the first personal on Cam Holden. And Boona Black Njai will head to the line for 2. Of course, a familiar face to British basketball fans. Spent 2 seasons playing in the British Basketball League, both with Glasgow Rocks at the time and the Sheffield Sharks. And he averaged 10 points a game for the Rocks during the 2018-19 season. Goes 2 for 2 from the line. ties things up at 29 points apiece. Anderson swings to Holden. Brody with the screen. Here's Cam Holden. Extra pass to, well, back top to Holden. They're looking for Brody inside. Ball goes to Anderson at the other corner. And Flyers just going cold from deep over these last few possessions. Now just 2 for 11 as a team from 3 in this first half.
Yeah, you can see Lions are really sagging in on the paint, and they're almost letting Flyers take those outside shots. As you said, Joel, just 2 of 11.
Holden grabs the rebound, but is knocked out of bounds. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Yeah, no, just almost inviting that 3 points. I think they see the threat inside and sort of cramming it all in, sort of in the paint and letting those shots go. And Flyers not punishing so far from behind the arc. The Lions there, 4 of 11, 36% from behind the arc.
Anderson to inbound. Ball goes into Zach Anderson. Floats it up off the back iron. Neither team can get anything to go over these last couple of possessions. Jawara tops the keys. They're gonna go now. Jawara again sets the screen. Esper, Jawara has it. Shot clock winding down. Black Njai has to shoot. And there's a good defensive possession by the Flyers as Joachim ends up with the rebound. Joachim swings to Anderson. Ball goes into Brody now. Turnaround hook, no good. Buna Njai with the rebound. Well, Keys going back door. Extra pass to Jawara as Brody picks up the foul. And that will send Haji Jawara to the line for 2 free throws here. Chance to give Fyllingen their first lead since the first quarter. And then you see Brody just reaching in on the help defense.
And Coach Capulis trying all sorts of options he can with his 8-man rotation. Just can't really seem to get anything to click on either end of the floor, really. And Lions, we said we knew they were going to come in, kind of targeting this game to get their first ENBL win. And so far they are right in the game. Seem up by 1 point at the moment.
Jawara knocks down the second as he goes 2 for 2. 2-point lead for the visitors. Here's McCormack, splits the defense, finds Holden. Top to Zach Anderson, now Joe Anderson. Holden has it once again, looking to go at Jawara, draws the foul, count it, and 1. Cam Holden to the line for a 3-point play.
Yeah, great attacking play there from Cam Holden. Flyers this time looking to spread the floor, playing 5 out by the looks of it. Again, holding that space, you can just see there, no one coming across to help. Lane was open, and that's a tough finish from Holden.
And it all started really from the dribble penetration, getting the paint touch, and you look at some of the other possessions that Flyers have had in this game, often settling for the 3-point jump shot, and that's, you know, that hints at why their 3-point field goal percentage is so low in this game so far. But on that occasion, it was a great paint touch they were able to get for a 3-point play. Oh, nice pass. And Esper unable to convert the easy layup in the end.
Yeah, and that'll be disappointing for the visitors. They broke the press really well, got a good look under the basket, and just missed the easy one.
McCormack fires up a 3, can't get it to go, and again, Flyers ice cold from downtown, now 4 for 14 as a team in this first half. Abanago, he's not ice cold, he's red hot. Ethan Abanago drains the triple. Now 13 first half points for him. And Fyllingen Lions with a 2-point lead over the Bristol Flyers. back to the SGS College Arena, where Ethan Abanago's 13 first-half points have given the Fyllingen Lions a 2-point advantage over the Bristol Flyers. Of course, Fyllingen Lions back-to-back Norwegian champions. They won it for the past 2 seasons. Of course, these 2 teams did meet also last season out in Norway, where the Flyers were able to win by 10 points in the end, but they had to come back from behind in that game. Now, the second time meeting these 2 teams, it is Fyllingen once again with that early advantage.
Yeah, McCormack, 15 points that last time out against Fyllingen.
2.5 minutes to go here till half-time. Fyllingen switching to his own defence here. Anderson, McCormack sets the screen. McCormack gets it back, just about. Does he get it back? No, he doesn't. And Flyers win it back. Here's Holden, pulls up for a mid-range 2. He can't get it to go. And McCormack tips it out of bounds for a Fyllingen ball. And Coach Kapuna is going to challenge this one. See who it last came off of. So they're going to come over here and review the play. They want to see who it last came off of. And, of course, in the ENBL, you can obviously review the plays. And that's where, you know, sometimes plays like this can be quite advantageous, having the video review. Yeah, exactly. Particularly if you definitely think it's, you know, the wrong call. But, yeah, it's good to have the luxury of being able to see the replay. So they're going to play it at full speed first. So Holden had the mid-range 2 no good, as they see who it last came off of. The officials pointed towards Fyllingen. So now they're going to review it here from the tight angle. And this might be the angle where you can actually see who it last came off of, as Holden with the mid-range 2. And then hard to tell, isn't it, really? It is hard to tell. On the second, on that second look there, I think there might have been a little last contact of the Lions player there. Right there, I think it does come off the fingertip. So I would suggest, I mean, I'm not making the call, but to me that looks like. So the looks like the challenge is going to be successful here, and they are going to overturn the call. So it last came off of a Fyllingen player, so the challenge was correct. And now, of course, the thing is now to make this offense count. Now they've got the ball back. Holden. Foul called on the floor. So Cam Holden will get a chance to shoot 2 free throws here and potentially make that coach's challenge count at the foul line. So very successful challenge indeed there. Oh, the foul's called on the floor even. It's only a 3rd-team foul against Fyllingen. So Bristol are going to inbound here from the baseline. Yeah, Flyers are in the penalty. Lions, just their 3rd foul. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the first half. Anderson to Anderson. Zach Anderson drives baseline, kicks it out to Joachim. Thought about the 3. Pulls up for a mid-range 2. Off the back iron, no good. And the rebound secured by Leibach. Leibach downhill. Fonge. Canadell. By McCormack. Ball goes into Keys. Keys goes up with it. Can't get it to go. Good hands by Anderson. Keys still with it. Second chance opportunity is good. And Joshua Keys now up to 6 points to go along with his 3 assists. Yes, certainly down into the game. Bit of a nervous start from Keys, but keeping things kind of quite simple, being really aggressive, grabbing those offensive boards. Ball goes into McCormack. He's got a mismatch here with a smaller defender on him. McCormack puts it up, can't get the second chance opportunity to go. And again, Keys gets his hands on it for the rebound. Banago finds Keys for 3, knocks it down. And Joshua Keys has been active in the last couple of possessions and has given Fyllingen Lions their biggest lead of the game. Anderson, nowhere to go. Top to Zach Anderson. Here's Joachim now. Shot clock at 10. Anderson to McCormack. McCormack to Anderson. Anderson for 3. And a much-needed triple by the Bristol Flyers as Alex Black-Njai calls a timeout with 34 seconds to go. And Gareth, on that occasion, a well-worked Bristol Flyers offense resulting in that triple.
Yeah, exactly. That was a much-needed three as well, because, yeah, going in before that three, yeah, certainly would have been a comfortable half-time team chat, I wouldn't have thought. So, yeah, a welcome three-pointer. But, yeah, Lions now calling a timeout. Just getting the clock back to 35 seconds. But yeah, Lions putting some good offensive plays together. Keys, as I say, really growing into this game. Active under the boards, knocking down that three-pointer.
Well, Keys now up to 9 points for the visitors. Here's a look at the last couple of plays from the Flyers, and you see Bristol getting that paint touch as well. Anderson able to get that tough shot to go. Cam Holden again with a paint touch, getting that three-point play. And then on this occasion, well-worked offense results in a Zach Anderson three, and they'll need more of that, the Flyers, if they want to retake the lead here going into the second half.
Yeah, certainly, and defensively as well. I think coach will be disappointed. 39 points as well. I think you'd be expecting a slightly tighter performance defensively as well, so probably a lot to chat about. But bear in mind, it's an 8-man rotation. Tough game on Sunday. I don't want to give excuses, but mentally fatigued, physically fatigued, really need to pick themselves back up and try and get that spark and get a bit of a run going.
Well, there's a couple of possessions left in this first half. 4-point lead for the visitors. Bit of full court pressure being shown by the Flyers as Lars Espert goes downhill, kicks it out to Ibanago. Here comes another three. He's short this time. And last touch by the Flyers, so good hustle on the offensive glass by Fyllingen.
Yeah, really good hustle play. Give them another shot, 14 on the shot clock.
Ball goes into Keys. Keys with a turnaround hook, overcooks it. And shot clock is turned off here, so Bristol with the last possession of this first half. Anderson, guarded by Espert. 5 seconds to go. Anderson beats his defender. Joe Anderson downhill. Delpesh with the offensive rebound is fouled. And that's going to be a third personal on Joshua Keys with 3.1 to go. And that's the last thing he would have wanted with getting in foul trouble in this game.
Yeah, you can just see he's very aggressive, ultra aggressive, and yeah.
Well, the foul's not even called on Keys in the end. It was called on the other defender. I just saw a number 1 go up on the table as Delpesh makes the first free throw count. So, yeah, the foul was from behind, I am told by the table official. And that could have been costly because Keys obviously had a really big impact in this game so far, gone up to 2 fouls as he gathers in the rebound. Good if it goes. Ball goes over the top of the backboard, and that will do it for the end of the first half. It is the Fyllingen Lions who have a 3-point lead over the Bristol Flyers, and coach Alex Black-Njai certainly will be pleased with his team's first half performance.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Sort of going to plan for the visiting Lions. Yeah, and Bristol Flyers just, body language going into the changing room. Look down, really need to pick themselves up, get a bit of confidence back in their play, and try and find a way to get this W on their home court.
Well, we're at the half here in Bristol as the Bristol Flyers trail by 3 as the teams go into the locker room at half-time. Well, we're back with you in around 10 minutes' time. Don't turn off because we've got third quarter action coming up soon.
Farm. Slightly obsessed perfectionists making cider with nothing but love. As you do. I mean, why grow 8 varieties of apple when you can grow 458? The Apple Spa. Because happy apples make better cider, obviously. here comes the man himself, Martin Thatcher. Friday, 12:30, tasting time. It needs to hit the spot or not a drop will leave the farm. Yes! And that's why Thatcher's cider tastes the way it does. Perfect.
What will tonight have in store? It's Bristol Flyers versus Donna in the European North Basketball League. And the opening tip is won by the Flyers, and they will get this first possession.
We see that over the years, Joel, where Coach Chris likes to go into the big man early, try and put Lingard under a bit of pressure defensively, looking to use the size of Brody to muscle down Lingard and get those looks inside.
Extra backing down on Cam Holden, gets it to go, and straight away Donna establishing the big man early. Anderson. Zach Anderson, ball knocked inside to Cam Holden. Holden backing down in the post, hook shot is good, and Bristol Flyers, their first two rebound falls to Lingard. Miller to the basket, high off the glass, bobbles around and gets the drop. Here's Malik Miller. Jaldama knocks it down, tough shot by Erikstrup. Jaldama. Lingard, oh, nice pass. Miller finishes off the assist by Lingard. U14 for the Flyers. Ball out to Zach Anderson, fakes the three, drives inside, pulls up for a mid-range two. Can't get it to go. Here's Miller going coast to coast. Nice pass into, oh my goodness, what a finish. Erikstrup gets it to go through contact. Taylor now finds Lingard. Here's Erikstrup, kicks it out to Luke. Shot clock down to 6. Lingard rolling to the basket, nice pass. And Lingard with the soft finger roll. Holden looking inside for Brody with the two-handed hammer.
Brody.
Back down to a 5-point game. Here comes Donna the other way. Can't get it to go. Brown has it stolen away. Here Luke now fires up, able to capitalise with the pull-up jump shot. Holden. Brody looking for it inside. Joachim on the wing, drives baseline. Joachim, skip pass. Holden now in the corner. Good ball movement from the Flyers. Shot clock is at 5. Brown with a step back three ball on the way. Splashes it from downtown. And the ball movement was clicking on that offense, and it resulted in the JB3.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. It was kind of, you feel they couldn't get that in the first quarter. The ball wasn't moving around. It was very much one-on-one, which we're not used to seeing with this Flyers team, but the ball moved much better.
Lingard with a three at the other end.
Same footer showing his range, as said, 40% from behind the arc this season, so you certainly can't leave him alone. An open look.
Joachim in the corner, and that is a good look.
That is a good look
from Will Joachim.
It's the right play, but just badly executed with the pass, and that's a good pass.
Nice pass, and Darnell Brody, thank you very much, throws it down. And Darnell Brody really finding his feet in this game. Couple of back-to-back dunks in this second quarter. Once with two hands for safety, and then a little bit of extra space, so how about one hand instead?
Just get a nice, easy, sensible pass out and take the pressure off.
Here's Miller for three, knocks it down. And the threes keep coming. Joe Anderson. Swings to Zach Anderson. Now Duglic has it on the wing. Pulls up deep two ball, knocks it down, foot on the line. Taylor. Step back three ball, knocks it down. No sec with the hook shot, can't get it to go. Brody with the rebound. Anderson back to Brown. Brown puts it on the floor. Jonathan Brown with the lefty finish. Incredible. Let's have another look at this one then. JB going baseline. You are cleared for takeoff.
So quick to elevate. Drove baseline, rose up. Of course, remember the dunk on.
Oh, nice pass at the other end. Here's Joachim now. Shot clock down to 10. Brody calling for it inside. Here comes the double. Ball out to Holden. Holden deep three. Holden drains it. on to Eric Strupp. Miller back to Eric Strupp, puts it on the floor. Lingard for three, rattles in from downtown. That's Miller. Anderson gets hands on it, into the hands of Luke though. Joachim tips it to Holden. Flyers in transition. Joachim to the basket. And it's great end-to-end stuff from Coach Kapoulis' side.
And when defenses are tiring, it really exploits those gaps. He reads the game so well.
Three-pointer is short. Eric Strupp just want to save it. Shot clock down to 7 though. Eric Strupp again for three. This time is good. Anderson puts it on the floor. Brown out. All about the three. Delpesh has it inside. Count it, and the foul. And Marcus Delpesh knocked to the floor. Didn't matter anyway. He'll get the line for a bonus.
The bank is open. That was a heavy deposit off the back. Just throws it off the backboard, off the glass. Gets the out one.
Hoth. Not loose by Holden. Here comes Brown. Now to Delpesh with the two-handed hammer. The lead is down to 2. Timeout, Donna.
Great hands from Cam Holden. JB with the pass. And of course, Delpesh finishes with the jam. 23 and 21 respectively in the opening 2 quarters. So defensively really stepping up for the Flyers.
Hoth now finds Miller going baseline. Can't get it to go. There's Lingard on the follow. Count it, and one. Joachim fakes the three, drives baseline, Euro step layup, Will Joachim time. Taylor. Oh, nice pass. Beautiful dime. And it's finished. Reverse layup. Well, Flyers, they haven't taken a lead in this game. Donner have led from start to finish. Here's Anderson for three. Anderson strings it for three.
Into the defender. And you can't do that.
Oh, it's stolen by Eric Strupp. Going coast to coast. Eric Strupp to the basket. Reverse layup is good. Anderson into a double team. Skip pass. Anderson for three is short. The Flyers, their three-point struggles continue in this game, but it's stolen by Holden.
Big play. Cam Holden with a steal and jam.
Luke. Eric Strupp guarded by Anderson. Here's Taylor now. Eric Strupp has it in the post. Double team comes. Nice pass inside. Flyers caught napping on defense. Anderson feeds to Zach Anderson. Will Joachim driving baseline. Will Joachim to the basket. Thought about it and got the drop. Miller. Three. Comes from Taylor. Taylor backing down Joachim. Tough fadeaway jumper. Splashes it. Incredible.
Such a clutch time of the game as well.
17 turnovers for Donner, 20 turnovers for the Flyers. Anderson open for three. Anderson drains the three. And Bristol Flyers, their first lead of the game with under 3 minutes to go.
Anderson's warming up nicely. That's a couple of threes for him now.
Ball into Lingard. Lingard off the glass, gets it to go. And just like that, Donner snatched the lead right back.
That's a smart play.
Anderson swings to Zach Anderson. Now ball into Brody. Brody looking to go to work on Lingard. Darnell Brody fakes it, puts it up. What a move! Brody gets it to go off the glass. Taylor, guarded by Joachim. Shot clock down to 6. Tough fade away. Oh my goodness! Taylor knocks it down. Now Cam Holden, top to Joe Anderson, shot clock down to 6. Anderson to Holden, Holden back to Joe Anderson for three. Joe Anderson drains the three.
Wow, Joe Anderson can hit the barn door, but he's come up with a massive three-pointer, clutch time. Joe Anderson, 2-point lead for the Flyers.
And just when the Flyers needed it most, he comes up with a big, big three-pointer.
So they'll need to run through a play that they're familiar with.
6.4 left in the game. Here's Luke for three for the win. Oh my goodness! Austin Luke knocks it down. He breaks Bristol Flyers' hearts. Donner on top by 1. Timeout, Flyers.
Yeah, still 2.2 seconds left. That's a big shot, though, away from home, making that 3.
Holden to put it in. Got to get it in here. Ball into Anderson. Ball slips out of his hands, and that will do it. Miscommunication on the pass proves costly. Donna Groningen hold on for the win. They led the majority of the way, and they come out on top by 1. 70 points to 69 over the Bristol Flyers.
Super League basketball is leveling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Welcome back to the SGS College Arena, where at the half, the visiting Fyllingen Lions from Norway lead the Bristol Flyers 39 points to 36. I'm joined by former Bristol Flyers captain Gareth Till. And Gareth, if we take a look at some of these half-time numbers, what is it that really stands out the page for you when you look at this stat right here?
Yeah, well, from a Bristol Flyers perspective, just the overall kind of shooting performance, 42 from the free throw line, 23 from three-pointers. You know, that'll be disappointing for the home team. Obviously, winning that rebound battle, and just some other stats that aren't shown there. One couple of positives really for Flyers. 24 points in the paint, which is good, getting the job done inside, and those 15-point second chance opportunities is a positive. So if we can get some more kind of field goals, some free throws, slightly improvement on that, Flyers will be in a much better place.
Well, both teams getting set to retake the court here for the start of third quarter action. Of course, Fyllingen Lions in search of their first ENBL win of the season. They're 0-6 coming into this game, but a very positive first half indeed for them away from home. And they found themselves right in this game as we enter the third quarter. Third period underway then. Here's Joe Anderson. Screen comes from Delpesh. Zach Anderson. Ball goes into Delpesh. Puts it up, but gets fouled. And a pair of free throws coming up for Delpesh. But Gareth, a well-worked offense out of the timeout, essentially. The first possession of the third quarter. Positive signs.
Yeah, and also, Joe, after the foul, the team got together, had a huddle, talk it through. I think that's good. They need to kind of build that morale, that confidence, get together, talk about things, be a unit together. I think it's going to be really important when times get tough. You know, you've got your teammates, and you have to try and build up on that camaraderie.
Well, Flyers now 3 for 8 on that Delpesh missed free throw, as he knocks down the second. And Bristol back to within 2 here. Lars Esper goes past Anderson. Esper blows the layup. Flyers off to the races. Anderson to Anderson. Back to Anderson. How about a 3-ball? It is short. Black Njai with the rebound. Ball out to Keys. Extra pass to Ebanago, who gets the lefty layup to go. And Ethan Ebanago just starting the third quarter the same way that he's been playing over the last 2 periods.
Yeah, he's got a motor as he gets up and down the floor, sprinting out there. That's a difficult finish, bit of contact.
15 points now for Ethan Ebanago as Anderson dumps it off to Delpesh. And he tips it out of bounds for a Fyllingen Lions ball.
Flyers putting on full court press, man to man.
Ball goes into Abanago, who will play point guard here. It's guarded closely by Jokum. Screen comes from Fongay. He's left open for three. His three-pointer is short. Jokum chases down the long rebound. Delpesh looking to run rim to rim. Jokum, step back, is blocked by Abanago. Jokum chases down the rebound. He can't get it to go. And Black Njai trying to tip it off the foot there as Flyers able to keep it alive for a new possession. Jokum picks up his dribble, floats it up. Again, can't get it to go. And a couple of missed chippies around the basket for Bristol Flyers.
A couple of good looks, just not dropping for the Flyers.
Fongay inside to Keys. Keys against Delpesh. Turn around, fade away, gets the friendly roll. And Fyllingen with a 6-point advantage here. Holden takes a bump, kicks it out to Anderson. Delpesh sets the screen. Anderson to Holden. Extra pass is denied by Keys. And Flyers will inbound with 9 seconds to go here on the shot clock.
Yeah, plenty of time to run a set.
Ball goes into Zach Anderson. Thought about the three. Finds Joe Anderson. Shot clock is at 5. Holden has to shoot here. Off the back iron. Keys with the rebound, and Delpesh, I believe, will get called for the foul here.
Foul's been called on 21 Delpesh. First personal foul called on Delpesh.
Ball into SB. Guarded by Anderson. Abanago. Fading away, back iron, no good. Jokum with the rebound and is fouled by Keys, so that will be his 3rd personal foul.
Yeah, looks straight to the bench, doesn't he? Big decision now for coach. He's going to keep him out there. He's such an important piece of this team.
Well, he's opting to keep him out there. So 3 personal fouls on Joshua Keys. Delpesh comes up to set the screen. Here's Anderson. Holden now. Joe Anderson. Delpesh rolls to the basket. Anderson drives inside. Joe Anderson, what a move. Oh, it's jammed in on the follow by Cam Holden.
Yeah, and the crowd enjoyed that one. Again, just the layup, bobbling around. Took Cam Holden flying in to get the 2 points.
And could that be the spark that Bristol need to go on a run here? Here's Abanago. Guarded by Jokum. Abanago for 3. Knocks it down. And Ethan Abanago has put the team on his back here. 18 points now for the Fyllingen Lions.
Unbelievable performance. Attacking the basket and out. Those threes dropping as well.
Ball into Anderson, puts it up and in. And they put Keys in an awkward position there on 3 fouls as Zach Anderson gets it to go for 2.
Yeah, really got to target Keys, put pressure on him as well. See if he can pick up his 4th foul.
Holden knocks it out of bounds. Reach around. Will be Fyllingen ball with 12 on the shot clock. And Eric Fongay takes the seat.
Darnell Brody comes in for Delpesh.
Nars SB inbounds it. Ends up turning it over. And Flyers have numbers if they're quick enough. Ball into Anderson. He can't get the finish, but Cam Holden again active on the offensive glass with the tip-in.
Yeah, another great anticipated play there from Holden. Right in the right place. Not there, but getting a layup that's just not going in. Taking a good effort from Cam Holden once more to get the 2 points. And good hands from Holden.
Holden coast to coast, off the steel, off the glass and in. And Bristol Flyers back to within 1.
Yeah, and the Bristol crowd getting into this game, and I think the team of the Flyers will need that energy from the crowd. Let's see if they can capitalise on it.
Esper. Guarded by Anderson. Here's Abanago. Back iron, no good. Cam Holden with another rebound. Cam Holden kicks it out. Anderson open for 3. Can't get the 3 points to go. And here's Abanago the other way. Keys fires up for a mid-range two, knocks it down. And Joshua Keys now 13 points to go along with his 6 rebounds. Anderson into the paint. Will it go? No, it won't go. And Black Njai feeds it to Esper, who's going to push here in transition. Ball into Keys, extra pass to Jawara with the floater in the end.
Yeah, really good vision from Keys. Caught the pass in the air. Able to find his teammate open under the bucket.
Just past the midway point now, this third quarter. Anderson to Anderson, now finds Holden. Holden going to work on Black Njai. Can't get it to go, chases down the offensive rebound and puts it in. Cam Holden active on the offensive glass in this third quarter.
Yeah, 15 points for Holden. And that's the Cam Holden we know. He brings that energy, that hustle. He's really, defensively and offensively thrown into the game. Really important player.
Keys' 3 is no good. Another rebound for Cam Holden. His sixth of the game. Holden to Yoakum. Brody's calling for it. Ends up with him. Brody looking to back down. Turns into the paint. Floats it up and in. And Brody with the big man move.
And a clock warning as well issued from the referee. And that's what let's see Brody mixing up in the paint, using that big frame of his.
Esper drives inside. Gets it into Jawara. He floats it up. Can't get the finish. Anderson with the rebound, who feeds Holden. Cam Holden. Nice pass. And Yoakum with the flush. And it's all Bristol Flyers over the last few possessions. Cam Holden's fired up. Will Yoakum threw it down. And timeout called by Fyllingen Lions. Bristol Flyers back on top by 1.
Exactly, and this is kind of the energy we've been...
Well, Gareth, you felt that Bristol Flyers have just had a spark to life, really, off the back of those last few plays or so. And Cam Holden, particularly on the offensive glass, extremely active, getting it done at both ends. You see here with the tip in, and then with the putback dunk as well, getting the steal on this occasion, going coast to coast. He's been the spark that Bristol have needed in this third period.
Exactly, he's really putting out there the hustle plays from Cam Holden, getting to the basket, getting his own rebounds, on defense as well. Grabbing those rebounds, but that's what Bristol Flyers have needed. They needed that Cam Holden spark, and again with the assist, Yoakum with the throwdown. And that's the kind of energy we were missing. We were a bit flat in that first half.
Well, Bristol Flyers back on top by 1 after trailing by as many as 7. Keys finds Lieback. Scowen up against Landolfi. Scowen stops on a dime. Ball goes into Jawara. Hook shot is off. Brody with the rebound. Flyers have numbers if they're quick enough. McCormack for 3. Bobbles in and out. Rebound secured by Fyllingen. Keys open for 3. Knocks it down. And Joshua Keys now up to 16 points to go along with 6 rebounds and 5 assists.
Yeah, certainly killed the momentum. Big shot from Keys. The coach is right to keep him out there. Such a big player for Fyllingen.
Landolfi ball goes into Brody. Brody looking to back down. Turnaround hook is short. Keys with another rebound, his 7th. Cannadale nowhere to go. Kicks it out to Keys. Here comes another 3. Overcooks it that time. Jawara chasing down the rebound. There's going to be a foul called on McCormack on the box out here. So it will be Fyllingen Lions ball from the baseline. So McCormack picks up his second personal. And you felt that after that timeout, it's all been Fyllingen here really in the last couple of possessions or so.
Yeah, they've certainly weathered the storm. They've quietened the crowd down once more.
Jokum with the rebound. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Very low scoring game here at the Wise campus. Jokum downhill. Will it go? No, it won't. And Liebeck with the board. Here's Liebeck. Top to Keys. Oh, nice pass. Thrown down with one hand. As Joshua Keys has taken over this third quarter.
Yeah, big dunk from Keys. Again, justifying being kept out there on 3 fouls. Playing aggressive.
Jokum, ball goes into Holden. Holden down low. Can't get it to go. No foul given by the officials. Here come Fyllingen the other way. It's Keys again. And this time Brody gets the foul. It will send Joshua Keys to the line to shoot 2.
Joshua Keys, 16 points for him.
Here's a look at that foul one more time. Brody commits the foul there. Not much you can really do with Keys coming at you like that with full momentum.
Yeah, it was good foul actually. Put him on the line. He's going to earn these 2 points.
What a great game it's been by Joshua Keys. Of course, averaging 18 points, 10 rebounds in the ENBL this season.
Sorry, he has got 18 points.
Right on his average as well, still with 11 minutes to go. Six-point lead for the visitors here in Bristol. Minutes to go in the third. Anderson. McCormack. Ball goes into Delpesh. Delpesh spins. Can't get the finish. Flyers did all the hard work.
And there's a lid on that bucket down that far end. Flyers get a good look. Just really struggling to get the ball to go through the hoop.
Here's Canadell. Running by McCormack. Finds Scowen. Scowen steps back. Anderson gets the steal, but also picks up the foul. There'll be a second foul on Joe Anderson, but Bristol now in the penalty for the last 35 seconds here.
And just a foul on the slap down.
Liebeck. Backing down on Jokum. Turnaround is off the mark. Just a little bit too short. Here come Flyers the other way. Anderson kicks it out. Jokum, corner 3 ball. Rattles in and out. And the lid will not come off that basket for Bristol Flyers.
3 of 18 now. Behind the arc for the Bristol Flyers.
Final 10 seconds of the third. It's Canadell. Guarded by Anderson. Ball goes into Keys, who floats it up and in. It was a beautiful dive. And Fyllingen Lions will head into the fourth quarter on top, 59 points to 51 in a low-scoring game here over the Bristol Flyers. And Gareth, they are just 10 minutes away from perhaps their first ENBL win of the season.
Yeah, they're looking good for it at the moment, Joel. Flyers gave it a bit of resistance there midway in that third quarter. It was a quick quarter as well, seemed to really fly past, but yeah, Fyllingen weathering the storm and then getting some easy baskets themselves late on in that third quarter and keeping that gap to 8 points.
A couple of players have really run the show for Fyllingen Lions, led by Joshua Keys, 20 points now, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. And also, you've got to mention Ethan Abanago, now up to 18 points. It's really been a two-headed monster for Fyllingen Lions.
Yeah, exactly, but the rest of the teammates able to find them in the right spots, giving them the screens, able for them to do their work, but I think Flyers just unable to get the ball to go. I mean, they've created some really good looks, and any other day you'd think they'd be certainly, if not tying in lead, but yeah, just ball not going in. 16% now from three-point land, 36% field goal. A real struggle getting the ball in the hoop
Of course, it's been a bad run of form for the Flyers. 1 win in their last 8 games across all competitions, and you feel the confidence has dropped a little bit in this Bristol Flyers team. Just need to get their mojo back, really.
Yeah, and you think, you know, Milos and JB in these sort of situations, maybe before we've seen those guys come on and really spark the Flyers into life. They don't have those 2 options. You know, both those guys can score in a hurry and really ignite the Flyers' offense, but unfortunately both sat out injured.
Well, last time these 2 teams met, the Flyers came back from behind. They're going to have to do it again. And with 10 minutes to go here, Flyers are fighting for an ENBL playoff spot. Important 10 minutes coming up here for them. Canada. Lie back. Bonge finds Lieback, shot clock down to 5. Lieback baseline drive, floats it up, floats it in. And it's the perfect start to the 4th quarter for Fyllingen. Their biggest lead of the game at 10.
Yeah, full credit to Lieback there. What a play that was. In and out, got to the spot. Able to fend off the defender.
Holden swings to Anderson. Back top to Holden. Shot clock down to 6. Delpesh comes up to set the screen, splits the defense, pops it inside to the big man, and Fyllingen come away with a steal. Canada downhill, knocked loose by Anderson. Flyers off to the races here. They got numbers if they're quick enough. Anderson, McCormack to Delpesh. It's going to be an offensive charge. Good stand in the end by Keys. Delpesh picks up the foul. McCormack even picks up the foul. You see it there on the replay is good timing. Was Keys able to get himself in the right position at the right time?
Yeah, Cormac able to get the pass off, but just ran straight into Keys. 10-point lead. Fyllingen Lions. Just under 9 minutes to go.
Oh, it's stolen away by the Flyers, and Cam Holden throws it down with 2 hands. A little bit of life left in this Bristol Flyers team. Poked loose again by the Flyers, and the foul is called on Canada. It's quite a smart foul in the end because Holden was leaking out in transition the other way.
Yeah, it was a smart foul. Yeah, I think Cam Holden again active on defense, able to knock that ball loose.
Well, Flyers should get a couple of back-to-back stops here. Could that be what they need as this 4th quarter winds on? Anderson, Delpesh rolling to the basket. Zach Anderson has it. Out to McCormack. McCormack for 3. And again, Flyers ice cold from downtown. 3 for 19 as a team from deep in this game. Reverse layup is good at the other end. Strong move to the basket. Anderson in and out dribble. He fires up a 3. Can't get it to go. Ill-advised shot by the Flyers as Holden knocks it loose. And it's last touched by a Fyllingen player. And I think Coach Calix Black-Njai is going to want to watch this one back. And he will. And Coach Caputas originally called a timeout, which is now cancelled. So the officials are going to look at this one to see who it last came off of. And you can usually tell by the body language of the players if they felt like they're being hard done by. And on this occasion, the officials are going to come over to the table here to have another chat to our team.
And of course, it's a smart move to cancel that timeout because in effect you get a timeout anyway whilst the review's going on. So you don't want to burn a timeout whilst the review's going on. Hence, Coach Cool is calling that one off.
So here's a look at it from the close-up angle. They're going to see who it last came off of, and this is the benefit of having the ability to watch the replay here. See, Holden knocks it loose, then kind of tips it out of bounds.
To me, it looks like Cam Holden knocks it loose, and then to me, it looks like he might have the last touch on that one. The referees are biased.
So Holden knocks it down, and then it does look like it kind of came off of Holden, so it was originally called It's going to be Fyllingen ball. And again, the video review paying off here, and it just goes to show how important it can be in basketball.
Yeah, that's a possession saved or gained.
Now, 10-point lead here for the visitors. Under 8 minutes to go. Esper into a double team. It's going to be a jump ball. And the possession arrow point towards the Flyers. So again, Bristol Flyers coming up with an important stop.
Yeah, going to have to try and stop. I know Sam Thomas making just 10 points down in a low-scoring game.
Almost feels like a 20-point deficit, doesn't it?
It does.
Here's Anderson. McCormack, extra pass to Holden. Delpesh fighting for it inside. Ball goes back to Joe Anderson. Anderson to McCormack. Here comes another three from the Flyers, and McCormack knocks it down. Boy, did the Bristol Flyers need that one to go. Fongay finds Esper. Esper to Keys. And Bruno Njai just says, just slow this one down here, folks. Esper. Shot clock down to 6, though. Scowen, 3 on the shot clock. Scowen's got to go to work here. They've got to shoot it. Keys fires up, gets it off in time. And again, another stop for the Bristol Flyers. Cormac into Holden. Holden looking to go to work on Keys. Floats it up with the hook shot. Knew that one was off. And Keys with the rebound. Esper out to Fongay. Keys to Black Njai. Keys takes the 3, drives inside into the brick wall of Marcus Delpesh, and he will pick up the foul.
Yeah, Keys are getting really active on that wing. Shot fake, attacking the hoop hard. Delpesh met him. Fouled. That'll be his second foul.
Scowen takes a seat for Fyllingen.
So I think they're calling it end-line ball. Fyllingen wanting the shots.
Ball goes into Ibanago. Keys finds Esper. Esper baseline drive. Kicks it out, but it's stolen by Joachim. Flyers with another stop here. Joachim, no help side defense. Will Joachim to the basket. Gets fouled by Black Njai. And now a pair of free throws coming up for the Flyers. Chance to chip away at this Fyllingen lead.
Free throws never been so more important right now. Back in this game. Will Joachim attacking the bucket.
Well, Joachim, the Flyers' leading scorer in ENBL this season. 14 points a game. The first free throw is short. The free throw numbers do not look good for Bristol Flyers tonight. 4 for 10 as a team in this game. Second one is good, though. Cuts the lead down to 6. Esper. Guarded by Joachim. Keys sets the screen, still with Esper. Holden gets his hand on it. Keys with a baseline drive is fouled by Cam Holden. There'll be a foul called on the floor. So it will be baseline ball for Fyllingen Lions.
You just see Keys, strong baseline move, just a bump out of bounds there. Cam Holden with the foul.
13 foul for the Flyers in this fourth quarter. Ball into Black Njai. Closely guarded by Zach Anderson. Black Njai fading away. No good on the 2. And again, Flyers coming up with the stop. It's at the offensive end, really. They need to get back on track. Well, Joachim ends up with it, but steps on the baseline. He almost half committed to that backdoor cut. Somehow the pass got through, but ended up with his foot on the baseline.
Flyers getting the stops, as you rightly mentioned, Joel, but just unable to convert on the offensive end. And time on Lions' side at the moment.
Ball into Keys, Jawara. Last touch by the visitors, so it's going to be Bristol ball. And again, Flyers coming up with another stop. Really need to capitalise on these defensive stops, though. 5.5 minutes to go in this one. Low-scoring game here at the Wise campus. Anderson to McCormack. McCormack to Holden. Open for three. No good from downtown. It's a good look by the Flyers. Just, again, unable to get it to go. Esper. McCormack comes up to Hedge. Finds Keys, though. By Holden. Vanago for three. Splashes it from downtown. And Coach Kapoulas looks to the table to say, yep, I'll have a timeout, please. Because Fyllingen Lions on top, 66 points to 57. Well, Gareth, it's been a back-and-forth game between these two teams, but Fyllingen Lions have found a response here to the Flyers. The Flyers were getting the stops on the defensive end, but Ethan Abanago again now up to 21 points to lead the way. It really has been a solid performance by Fyllingen, and they look good value here to get their first ENBL win of the season. Yeah, you just don't know where the points are going to come from the Flyers. You know, they're bombarding the perimeter with threes, trying to get back in the game, but 4 of 22. And, you know, they had a lot of success in that first kind of period, getting the ball in the paint, but Fyllingen really kind of blocking up the middle a bit, making that option more and more difficult, doing a better job on the offensive glass, or on from their perspective, the defensive glass. And yeah, Flyers getting stops, but just unable to put a series of points together. And you just see Fyllingen knocking down that three-pointer just to keep edging ahead. 5 minutes to go in this one. It's a 9-point lead for the visitors. Holden kicks out to Anderson for three, knocks it down, and the perfect play out of the timeout for the Bristol Flyers. Yeah, now importantly to try and get a stop. Lead's been cut down to 6. Black Njai. To Abanago. He's with the screen. Abanago guarded by Anderson. Crosses over, pulls up for two. It's way off the mark. And the ball goes out of bounds for Bristol Flyers ball. Yeah, great effort on the defensive end. And now comes the important part, Joel, trying to chip away at this 6 points. Anderson. Screen from Zach Anderson. Top to Joe Anderson. Shot clock down to 10. McCormack sets the three, a screen, open for three. And gets his hand on it, but a foul is called by McCormack. So Joshua Keys with his 10th rebound of the game. He now has a double-double. And Flyers now in the penalty as McCormack picks up his 4th. So what do you want to look out for here? Yeah, 6 assists as well, Joel, for Keys. Really has been all over this game, hasn't he? Fingerprints all over it. The full court pressure being shown by the Flyers. Camadale now. Screen comes. Swings the Keys. Fonge, guarded by Joachim. Fonge with a baseline drive and turns it over. There's the stop by the Bristol Flyers. Chance to cut the lead down to 4 here, or 3 if they can knock down a triple. Cam Holden. Screen comes from McCormack. Holden beats his defender. Holden downhill, floats it up, no good. There's the foul by Black Njai on the rebound attempt. So that'll be a 3rd team foul against the visitors. They will send Owen McCormack to the line to shoot 2, will it? No, I think it'll be in line. I beg your pardon, I think one of the officials signalled for 2, but it has been overturned. Ball into McCormack. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Anderson into Holden. Holden back to Anderson, takes the three, defender on the floor. Anderson downhill, can't get it to go, puts it in on the follow. And the Flyers are back to within 4.
Yeah, old school Bristol Flyers basketball, getting those second chance opportunities.
Black Njai beats his defender, kicks it out. Fonge for 3, knocks it down. And a big 3 at the other end, as Fyllingen come up with a response. Under 3 minutes to go in this one now. Anderson to Holden. Screen comes from McCormack. Anderson has it. 10 on the shot clock. Joe Anderson, nowhere to go. Finds Joachim backdoor. And the foul is called on Keys as he met Joachim at the rim. Almost thought about going in for a three-point play as well there.
Yeah, it did. I felt that was going to go in, but again, once again, the ball's there or thereabouts and just bobbles out. Joachim to the line. Flyers 5 of 11 from the free throw line, 45%. Finally, an 11 for 12, 91% from them on the line.
It's one of those ones, isn't it? You wonder, what if with the free throw percentage, because it's not good looking for Bristol Flyers fans tonight. As Joachim misses another free throw. 5 for 12 from the free throw line so far. He knocks down the second. 2.5 minutes to go then. Good double team. Ball not loose and comes off a Fyllingen player. And again, Bristol Flyers doing all the right things on defense. Timeout's been called by Calix Black Njai. And Lions on top, 69 points to 63. Welcome back to the SGS College Arena, where we're in crunch time here between Bristol Flyers and Fyllingen Lions. The Lions led by as many as 10, but Bristol Flyers have been chipping away at the lead, trailing 63 points to 69 here with just under 2.5 minutes to go. And Gareth, Bristol are doing all the right things on defense, just the offensive end where their struggles seem to be tonight.
Yeah, no one's really clicked, have they, offensively, able to kind of get any sort of rhythm going, sort of sporadic threes. Yeah, just 5 of 24 from behind the arc, and you just don't know where the points are going to come from. They're trying everything, trying different options. Just unable, really, to narrow this gap.
Flyers trailing by 6. Anderson, oh, what a crossover. Inside to Holden, back out to Anderson for 3. No good from downtown. And again, Flyers doing all the hard work there, just unable to get the open look to go. 2 minutes to go here. Esper guarded by Holden. Ball goes into Keys. Keys backing down, fading away is short. Flyers coming up with the stop. Last touch by Bristol though, so it will be a Fyllingen ball.
Yeah, in the final 2 minutes now of the game, 6 points the difference.
Every possession matters now, as Fyllingen Lions are closing in on their first ENBL win of the season. Esper, nowhere to go, gets it into Anderson and stolen away. Flyers with numbers here. Zach Anderson puts it in, count it, and the foul. And Bristol Flyers a chance to go back to within a 3-point game here, as Anderson looks to convert a 3-point play.
Yeah, great defense from Joe Anderson, setting the Flyers off, trying to get some easy baskets. You kind of feel at the minute on the half-court game is a bit of a struggle, but getting the defense to offense.
Holden took a knock there on that possession as he is eventually held up to his feet. And that's not really what the Bristol Flyers need right now, of course, with a couple of players on the injury list. But with 1:45 to go here, Gareth, a big free throw coming up now for Zach Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson, 19 points, missed to make it 20. 8 rebounds and 2 assists for Zach Anderson. The Flyers just edging out this quarter, 14 points to 10 so far. Finally going to have a good, strong third quarter, winning that one 20 points to 15.
Will it go? Yes, it will go, as Anderson knocks it down. It's back to win a 3-point game here. Under 2 minutes to go. Esper finds Keys. Keys kicks it out. Fonge, baseline 3. No good, but an offensive rebound. And a new 14 for Fyllingen. Esper. Guarded by Joachim. Now with McCormack on him. Fonge goes up with it, is fouled. And a pair of free throws coming up here for the visitors. An important pair of free throws.
Yeah, Flyers trying to do everything right there, trying to be up straight. If it was just a bump with the hip, maybe. But he felt, yeah, it was a good drive to the lane coming across. Not sure who the foul was called on there. Missed that one.
Well, 2 free throws coming up for Fonge. First one rattles in. And Fyllingen get their total up to 70.
And they've been excellent from the line. 12 or 13, just the one miss.
Knocks down the second. 5-point lead for the visitors here, just over a minute to go. Anderson. Screen from McCormack. Joe Anderson has it. Beats the defender. Joachim looking to go back door. Finds Zach Anderson now. Back to Joe Anderson. Deep 3 ball. Knocks it down. And just when it mattered most, Joe Anderson with the 3. Cuts it down to 2.
Yeah, really important now on defense. Lions now under a bit of pressure. 10 on the shot clock.
Here's Abanago, guarded by Anderson. Key sets the screen. Abanago, deep 3. Off the glass and in. What a shot that is. That could be the dagger. Anderson looking to respond at the other end. He strings it for 3. And it's turned into a shootout here, but it's a 2-point game with 32 seconds to go.
What an important response that is from Joe Anderson.
Flyers will get it back here. Fyllingen, 3-pointer on the way, no good, but an offensive rebound by Black Njai. And Coach Kapula saying foul. There's the foul as Holden gets called for reaching in. And now Boona Black Njai. Pair of free throws coming up for him with Flyers in the penalty. I mean, you almost didn't want to foul there, really, in my opinion. They had a new 14. The game clock was at 18. They could have held out for a defensive stop there.
Yeah, I'm not sure Holden deliberately tried. It felt like he was trying to get the ball. Just swinging his arm. He got a bit of contact as well, so he was trying to be aggressive first, trying to steal it, but yeah, he did catch him. Yeah, big free throws. Fyllingen have been excellent from the line, 92%.
He's missed the first. And Black Njai, that could prove costly here. Because now they can only go up by 3. Second one no good as well. And McCormack with the rebound. There's 15 seconds to go here. Anderson kicks it back to Anderson. Now here's Joe Anderson. Final 10 seconds. 5 seconds to go. Anderson. There's 3 seconds left. Coach Kapoulis will look to the table to call timeout. Chance to draw something up here. And you almost felt the Flyers are rushing that offense a little bit. They had a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3.
Yeah.
But now with 3.1 on the game clock, Coach Kapoulis will look to draw something up here. And it's one of those ones, isn't it? Do you go for the 2? Do you look to go to overtime? Or do you try and take the win with a 3?
No, I think you get whatever the best shot is at the time coming out of it. If it's a 3-pointer and it's a good look, do that. But if you're underneath the basket, you take the 2 for sure. Put the game into overtime. You take the best high percentage shot you can out of the situation. You know, 3 seconds, not going to have a lot of time to think about it. And sometimes that's the best way. You just felt there at the end, Joel, kind of, there was almost a bit too much time sort of dribbling the ball around and ended up just taking a bit too much time out of the game clock.
And with 3.1 here on the clock, there's not too much time to really play around with.
No.
What kind of look do you think Coach Kapulas will be trying to get out of this timeout? Because, yeah, as you say, not much time really to play with.
Yeah, I kind of feel it'll run something for Zach Anderson here. I think they'll run him off a few screens and try and get him a good look.
Well,
Fyllingen Lions just need one stop here to claim their first ENBL win of the season. But Bristol Flyers, a chance to tie or take the win here on this possession. 3.1 on the game clock. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. Cam Holden to inbound. Flyers trailing by 2. 3.1 on the game clock. Ball into Anderson. Anderson has to shoot. Oh! Anderson knocks it down.
2.
And Bristol Flyers will force overtime. We've got 5 minutes of free basketball. Zach Anderson, an incredibly tough fadeaway 2. And we are going to 5 minutes of OT. The officials are going to check it to make sure that he was inside the line. I mean, he was way inside the line. Yeah, foot inside there.
I think it was,
easy
straight
enough.
away it was a 2.
The officials are over at the table here, so they're going to watch it back just to double check. But it is a tie game. We're going to go 5 minutes of overtime here. But Bristol Flyers, it was a forced shot by Anderson. They got that fade away to go.
Yeah, that was a tough, difficult shot, I've got to say, with the bump and the contact. But we're just going to referees just to check that it was a 2-pointer. I mean, from our view, it does look like the foot was well inside the 3-point line.
Yeah. So overtime it is. We got 5 minutes of OT here. And again, Bristol, after rallying back from 10 points down in the second half, now able to force overtime with a short rotation with men down. They haven't shot the ball well from the free throw line. They haven't shot the ball well from the 3-point line. But somehow, Gareth, we've got 5 minutes of OT.
Yeah, won that quarter 23-15, and my prediction was right, trying to find Zach Anderson the ball. Didn't let me down. Tough shot to send it into OT. And let's hope we get a bit more free-flowing basketball in this last 5 minutes.
But Anderson now up to 22 points, 8 rebounds for him, 3 assists as well, and a crucial fadeaway 2 to take this game into overtime. As for Fyllingen Lions, it's been a two-man show really for them. Joshua Keys, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. And Ethan Abanago, 24 points as well. They really have been doing the damage. But now as this game now enters extra 5 minutes, which team do you feel this favours really? Extra 5 minutes here in Bristol.
Well, you got to fancy Flyers now. I mean, Lions, they think they've done everything right. They must have just tasted victory, their first ENBL, and just to be snatched away right at the last moment. And the doubts are probably in their mind now, like what more can they do to win the game?
Overtime is underway. Fonge. Esper. 3-pointer is up. 3-pointer is good. And Eric Fonge, the perfect start to this overtime period.
Yeah, well-run offense there, wasn't it? Lots of ball movement, hands off. And then resulting in that 3-pointer.
Anderson. Delpesh with the screen. Anderson swings to Joachim. Joachim back top to Joe Anderson. Anderson hesitates, stomps on a dime, pulls up for 2, can't get it to go. Delpesh keeps it alive to Holden. He puts it up, count it, and the foul. And Cam Holden will go to the line to get 3 points the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, Holden, pump, big strong move there as well. Enjoyed that, getting himself sight.
Now, this has been Bristol's Achilles heel all night long here. Their free throw shooting as Holden misses another one. And the rebound is secured by Josh Keys. 1 point lead for Fyllingen Lions. Esper downhill, lefty drive into Keys, is not loose. Keys still has it though. Here comes another three from Fonge, knocks it down. Back-to-back threes to start this overtime period.
Yeah, Fonge's been unbelievable in this overtime period. Back-to-back threes.
Joachim fakes the three, drives inside and floats it up and in for two. But they're trading twos for threes here in this overtime so far. Esper into a double team. Able to dribble his way out of it. Black Njai. Guarded by Joachim. Njai spins, puts it up, puts it in. Incredibly tough too. Could have been a foul in there as well, perhaps.
Yeah, tough matchup for Joachim. Black Njai using his size advantage and that spin.
3 minutes and change to go in OT. Anderson out to Holden. Holden to Joachim. Joachim puts it on the floor. Back to Cam Holden. Thought about the three. Anderson, he will shoot the free. And so it is short, but Delpesh keeps it alive, only to the hands of Scowen. Keys. Top two, Esper. Started by Anderson. Shot clock down to 6. Fonge. Keys going back door, is fouled by Holden. Basket will count, will it not count?
No, it looked like it was...
Well, they're going to talk it through here, the officials. Basket will not count,
yeah,
foul is on the floor.
Yeah, it didn't look right.
So it will send Keys to the line to shoot two. It'll be a 4th foul as well. As Holden picks up his 4th, so he is... Holden's on 4 fouls. Brody on 3, as is Holden. Keys knocks down the first free throw. Chance to stretch this out to a 6-point game here. And Keys does so. And again, Bristol Flyers will have to work their way out of a hole here. Holden. Top to Delpesh, now here's Anderson. Anderson swings to McCormack, back top to Anderson, extra pass to Zach Anderson for 3, can't get it to go. Joshua Keys with the rebound, his 12th of the game. Esper almost loses it, finds Keys though. Fonge, extra pass. 3-pointer is no good. Marcus Delpesh grabs the board.
And that was a big start for Flyers. You feel they're going to get something out of this offense. Just a bit static, isn't it, Joel? Just moving the ball around.
Anderson, Delpesh rolling to the basket. Holden, back to Anderson. 3-pointer again, no good. Delpesh on the offensive rebound and again jammed in by Cam Holden. On the follow. Flyers cut it down to 4. He's a man on a mission, isn't he?
Tip-in jam. Oh.
Esper kicks it out. Black Njai fakes the 3, puts it on the floor. 1.5 to go in OT. Black Njai pulls up for 2. Bobbles in and out. Anderson with the rebound. Chance for Flyers to make it a 1-possession game. Ball goes into Delpesh. Delpesh puts it up and in. And the timeout's called by Alex Black Njai, because Bristol Flyers are back to within 2. And Bristol, it seems like everything that Fyllingen throw at the Flyers have some kind of response. They have to dig deep to get it, but they're able to hang in this game somehow.
Yeah, you've said it, Joel, hanging in for sure. I think Lions are getting ahead and maybe you think the game's sort of just getting out of reach. Flyers rally back and put a couple of scores together. 2-point game, so again, Lions desperate to get this win on the road, and Flyers just will not go away.
Now Bristol Flyers looking to keep their ENBL playoff hopes alive. As for Fyllingen Lions, they are in search of their first ENBL win of the season. As we take a look back at some of these key plays in the overtime period. Delpesh 2 puts Bristol down by 2. They trailed by as many as 10 points in the fourth quarter. They've had to dig deep. And they are led by Zach Anderson with 22 points and 9 rebounds. Cam Holden, 21 points, 8 rebounds and 4 assists. And Marcus Delpesh now with a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, just look at that second chance opportunities. Flyers with 27 points off offensive rebounds, 52 points in the paint.
Well, minute and change to go here. Fyllingen with the ball. Ebanago gets it in to Keys. Keys guarded by Anderson. Spins, puts it up. Will it go? Yes, it will go. And that is a big time too from Joshua Keys. Puts Fyllingen on top by 4.
Yeah, soft touch around the rim.
Anderson open for 3. Bobbles in and out. Holden comes away. Well, almost got the steal, but it will be a foul called on him as he gets wrapped up with Boona Black Njai. And that'll send Fyllingen to the line for 2 because Bristol are in a penalty, and that is Cam Holden's 5th foul as well. So Cameron Holden's night is done. 21 points he ended up with, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. And a pair of free throws coming up, a crucial pair of free throws coming up for Fyllingen Lions. Just under a minute to go here in OT. Boona Black Njai, chance to put this game to bed here. He's missed the first free throw. Second one rattles in for a point here. It's a 5-point lead for the visitors. Anderson for 3 is short. Rebound secured by Fyllingen. And they'll look to use every second here of this game clock. Canadell splits the defense downhill, puts it up, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Jawara. New 14 for the visitors. Again, they're looking to use every second here. Black Njai is now fouled by Anderson, so that will send him to the line. And you feel that this game is almost wrapped up here, Gareth.
You do, yeah. I think the Lions have done well. They've managed to face off another Flyers comeback. But yeah, just some really big baskets for them at the right time. Really good from the free throw line. 40% from behind the arc, 13 of 32.
Now, Boona Black Njai here, looking to wrap things up here. First one is good.
Yeah.
And second one is good. Timeout called by Coach Kapoulas. 21 seconds left in this one. And Gareth, the Fyllingen Lions have built this lead here. You feel that they have done what is needed to be done here, and they will go home with the win.
Yeah, and it's been, well deserved as well. Really ground it out. So made some big shots, and able to every time Flyers have rallied back. Flyers trying to get themselves back in the game, and Lions not fazed by it. Continue to play their game, and yeah, Keys, just looking at his stat line, major important game for him. 26 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. And he got off to the slow start. He threw up the air ball to start off with. Didn't look too comfortable out there, but my goodness me, he came into his own and really led the Lions, the Norwegian team.
Really has been a fantastic performance for them on the road. That'll do their confidence a whole lot of good here to pick up a win over the Flyers.
You just see the stats on your screen there. 26 points, 7 assists, 12 rebounds. Real defensive, aggressive defender.
Well, Bristol are inbound here from the sideline. Trailing by 7, 21 seconds left in this one. Ball goes into Anderson here. He will inbound the ball, finds Joe Anderson. Screen from McCormack. Joe Anderson pulls up from the foul line. Can't get it to go. Keys with his 13th rebound of the game. And Anderson commits the foul there. So, again, Fyllingen will wrap this one up from the free throw line. An impressive victory for them in OT. Flyers, they rallied back from being 10 points down in the fourth quarter. They wouldn't give up on the game. But now Fyllingen chance to put this one away. As Keys knocks down the first, that gets his tally up to 27 points. And the second one is good. Final 10 seconds here. Anderson to Anderson. Fires up a three, is short. Rebound is secured. And that will do it. Fyllingen Lions pick up their first ENBL win of the season. It took overtime to do it, but they have defeated the Bristol Flyers 91 points to 82.
Yeah, solid performance, leading that extra overtime period, 15 points to 8. So really, almost one of those productive offensive quarters, if you like, or overtime period for Lions.
And for the Bristol Flyers, just one win in their last 9 games now in all competitions. You feel that they're doing all the right things. They're getting right there. They got the fight in them. They just feel like they need to get that result to really get that confidence back.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of getting a bit of momentum together. It just seemed everything was quite difficult to get scores, and they were missing a few easy ones. And of course, from the free throw line, opportunities to get fairly easy baskets. That was, proving difficult as well. He rallied back a little bit, but they made a couple of threes. But even though the end of the game, 7 of 33, 21% from the three-point line, not scoring the basketball particularly easy, not finding ways to make easy baskets, easy shots.
And as for the Flyers, that defeat will dent their playoff hopes, but still a couple more games to go for them in the race for the ENBL playoffs. Of course, next Tuesday they're in action away from home, but don't forget you can watch them at home here at the SGS College Arena Wednesday, February 11th, when Tautech Alexela visit the Wise campus. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off. You can get tickets right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk. Well, Gareth, final thoughts from you then. It was an important win for Fyllingen Lions. I know their playoff hopes were out of reach, but that'll do their confidence a whole lot of good. Yeah,
exactly. As I said, you kind of felt that they were going to target this game to get their first victory. They've probably seen the Flyers' results and tough game on Sunday against the London Lions. So they probably felt coming to the game, and they just felt that they kind of had the energy. The hustle was there as well, and just outworked the Bristol Flyers. As I said, you just kind of feel that Flyers are a little jaded, maybe just a little fatigued physically and mentally, and maybe you could just see that out there tonight.
Well, it took overtime to do it, but Fyllingen Lions come out with the win, 91 points to 82 over the Bristol Flyers to get their first ENBL win of the season. Well, that's going to do it here for our coverage on Flyers TV. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. For Gareth Till, I'm Joel Osborne saying so long, and we'll see you next time.